K222CF Houston.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the host, guests, and callers, who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
When you walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, y'all like we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up with chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from them. He's a man. They can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's more out there. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
Oh no, game is just getting started, and what a day it's already been right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones, and man, oh man, want to thank all the amazing senior citizens that came out to OMG Tires and More earlier today. Many of them lined up as early as 7 o'clock this morning to get cases of water, to get food, to get hand sanitizer, face mask, and all the above. Great job by our flagship station, KWWJ. I got my I Love KWWJ Gospel 1360 on today. Again, put in some good work for some good people. Big shout out to our general manager, our program director, our our morning show host over there, Letitia Jackson, Afternoon Delight, JJ Williams, and others, man, just did some great work over there. I had a great time hanging out with the good folks over at OMG Tires and More. Of course, you know, they're one of our sponsors, so you'll be hearing about them. Then got a chance to go stand in line, walk up, and get my first COVID shot. That's right, I got the Pfizer shot number 1 today. Stood in line over at Texas Southern University. And if you have been calling around trying to find an appointment to get a COVID shot, you can go to TSU. I believe it's called the. Let me make sure I got the name of the exact location right. It's called the Nabrit Science Building. The Nabrit Science Building. Get in line over there about 7:30. They start taking them at 8. And again, they can get you in and get you scheduled for the second shot. So got one done. Looking forward to getting that next one in about 3 weeks. So that's been the day so far. And again, some hiccups in between personal. But hey, just glad to be in the chair one more time. Freestyle Friday, Women's History Month, all that going on the show today. Rocket fans, y'all got a little reprieve. You got a little break. Got a little chance to catch your breath and get healthy. But, oh, man, it was a tough first half of the season. 11 wins, 23 losses, and the Rockets are in second to last in the Western Conference. But they're only a couple of games out of the number 10 spot, which is where they need to be to get into the play-in round of the playoffs. Now, I, for one, am not excited about this Rockets team making the playoffs. I'm not excited about that. I feel like there's more good things that can happen for them if they don't make the playoffs than if they do. I mean, let's say the Rockets get in that number 10 spot, and then they win 2 games in the play-in round, and then they actually get into the playoffs where they got to take on, I don't know, Utah, the Clippers, the Lakers in round 1. What's the benefit in that? You tell me, what's the benefit in this young, barely, able to stay healthy Rockets team making the playoffs? There isn't any. It's not like they're going to go on that Miami Heat kind of run. It's not like they're going to go on that run that Denver went on last year. It's not like they're going to go on the run that Phoenix went on, where Phoenix was almost undefeated in the bubble. But guess what? Phoenix didn't make it in. So all I'm saying is sometimes you got to realize that when you are in a full-fledged rebuild, go ahead and rebuild fully. Go ahead and rebuild fully. Don't kind of rebuild. Don't sort of rebuild, but go ahead and rebuild. And I mean through the draft, through free agency, all of that. And again, this is the first rebuild that the Rockets have had in years. Remember, right after Hakeem Olajuwon and them, they tried to bring in Charles Barkley and Scottie Pippen and all of that, and they were like, forget that. That didn't work. And what'd they do? They went out and got Stevie Franchise. They went out and got Cuttino Mobley. And, they were kind of back. Playoff team. Then they brought in who? Tracy McGrady and Yao Ming. It wasn't a rebuild. It was more of a retooling. They again, brought those guys in. And then right after that, after Tracy and them, then it was what? James Harden. And initially, Dwight Howard. And then it was Chris Paul. And then it was Russell Westbrook. Every single one of those teams made the playoffs. Now, Rockets have been anywhere from the number 1 seed to, I think, the number 5 or 6 seed, somewhere around in there. Folks just don't know how to take it now that they are in a complete rebuild and probably not going to make the playoffs. But making the playoffs is not the end-all, be-all. Ask the San Antonio Spurs. They had almost 25 years of 50 wins or more and consecutive playoff appearances. Guess what? They missed it last year. Guess what they're doing now with some nice young players? Playing pretty well. Playing pretty well. In fact, let me get the current standings for you so I can prove out my point before I have to take my first break. In NBA standings conference, Western Conference, you got the Utah Jazz number 1, 27-9. Phoenix Suns number 2, 24-11. Lakers number 3, 24-13. Clippers number 4, 24-14. Trailblazers at number 5, they're 21-14. Denver, number 6, 21-15. And oh yeah, look at the San Antonio Spurs, 18-14. Number 8, the Dallas Mavericks, 18-16. And then you got the Warriors, Grizzlies, Pelicans, Thunders, Kings, Rockets. Rockets are what? 6 games out of the number 10 spot. That's doable. But do you want to do it? If the Rockets stay in the bottom four of the NBA, which is where they are right now, they are guaranteed at least the number 4 pick in the upcoming draft. But that's not even including if they get the number 1 ball that says they get the number 1 pick. I know it's different for Rocket fans. I know they're not used to this. I know they don't want to hear this, especially given that they lost James Harden and Russell Westbrook. But hey, I've said it earlier this season. Just because you lose a James Harden or a Russell Westbrook does not mean that you are guaranteed to get a James Harden or Russell Westbrook back right away. You got to build. Your general manager actually has to put in some general manager work. And I'm not coming after Rafael Stone. I'm not. I'm just saying that's just the way it goes. Ask Cleveland when they lost LeBron. Ask Miami when they lost LeBron and Chris Bosh to injury. Ask Golden State when they lost Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson to injury. There's no guarantee you're going to get players to replace them of the same level. Remember when Jordan retired? Who was the guy that started for Jordan? Wasn't Michael Jordan part 2? Got to take a break. 281-453-1000 if you want in. 281-453-1000.
Attention business owners, listen carefully to this important message. Are you tired of struggling with monthly bookkeeping or always being behind? Maybe you're fed up with paying your CPA ridiculously high hourly rates for subpar services. At Finance Pal, we know your pain. We're small business owners who understand your tax and accounting needs. At Finance Pal, we take over your books and design a program custom tailored to fit your needs. Whether it's bookkeeping, payroll, bill pay, inventory tracking, or taxes, we have you covered. We handle some or all of these services for one flat, affordable, low monthly fee. Stop worrying about your books and drowning in paperwork. Let us worry while you focus on growing your business. This setup is easy, and we give you the tools and technology to make your monthly finances streamlined and organized. Call now for a free business assessment.
800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. That's 800-213-9527. Here's an important COVID-19 school system update for your local area. If you're concerned about your child's education, please pay close attention to this message. The current school systems were not set up for at-home learning. If you're worried that your child may not be getting the grades they need to get ahead, may be losing self-confidence, or you're worried about them getting into a good college because of their grades, help is available to you. Call Grade Potential Tutoring. They can help with in-home or online tutoring and help your child with any subject and every grade level, even for test prep. They're experts in the home tutoring and online tutoring field and confident they can help you and your child get better grades today. Call now for your free consultation. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. That's 800-580-7680.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
You're having your lunch on the lunch break with KYOK.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We got it going on right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. All new, 92.3 FM, streaming live, kyokradio.org. Hey, Donna Coleman-Holman. CJ, what's going on? Monique Mosley, I see you. And Keith Hennick, Caller of the Year 2020. What up, though? CJ, it's called the NABRIT, N-A-B-R-I-T, Science Building over at Texas Southern, Monday through Friday, 8 to, I think, 5. Get in line about 7:30 at the latest. You should be good to go. Now, there are people that have appointments that they'll take before you, but you get in line, and I promise you they'll get you in. Well, I can't promise you, but they'll get you in. They'll get you in. So I hope that helps. Let's see. Donna Coleman Holman said, AJ, what do you think about UT Austin forcing African-American players to sing that school song, and it's a racist song? Me and your boy Todd talked about it at length. On what day was that? Wednesday. I'm like this, and me and Longhorn Keith had a talk about it yesterday as well. If UT loves that song that much, and you got unnamed boosters out there that the university is trying to protect the identity of, saying that, get the blacks in order, get them in check, let them know that they're free and they're free to go to another state or another school. I say to the black athletes that have a problem with the song and its origins and being forced to sing it, try another school. Try another school. A&M, U of H, Texas Southern, Prairie View. I say try another school. Don't give UT the impression that they hold all the cards to our past, present, and future. They are more than welcome to keep their song, but parents and student athletes are more than welcome to find other schools. And oh yeah, by the way, UT hadn't exactly been killing it on the recruiting trail. I know that they've kind of had a little boost now that Steve Sarkisian is the head coach, and I know the boosters and the alumni have already gotten to Sarkisian because he's been saying, "Oh, hey, we're gonna play the song. We're gonna stand up proudly at the end of each game, and we're gonna sing the Eyes of Texas." Okay, no problem. We're gonna be over at A&M doing our thing, or we're gonna be over at Oklahoma during our thing. I'm not gonna promote Oklahoma State, but there are other schools in the Big 12. TCU ain't a bad school. Baylor is seemingly getting their act together after all that nonsense with the rape allegations and the sexual assaults. But they seemingly have turned the corner. And let me just say this while I'm at it. Folks who are tweeting this, cancel culture this and cancel culture that. First of all, I'm not a bumper sticker guy. I don't think I've ever put a bumper sticker on my car. I don't think I'm going to live my life by a bumper sticker slogan. Cancel culture is something that somebody came up with because it sounds slick and because it kind of proves their point that people are being held accountable for their actions, their words, their beliefs, some of them being outdated, some of them being insensitive to other cultures. It's not cancel culture. That's a slogan. It's choosing where you're going to spend your money, allow your kids to go to school, where you're going to decide to live and pay your taxes. That's a choice. And oh yeah, by the way, holding people in authority, whether it be elective office, whether it be people who are, presidents of universities, head coaches of major colleges or high schools or even pro teams, whether it be a local official, a national official, a state official, holding them accountable and then, making them have to deal with the consequences of their bad decisions or their bad policies or their outdated thinking is not cancel culture. I work for this radio station. If I get on here and start espousing views and words and statements that don't align with the core value of the owner of the station or the family of stations that we're part of, guess what they have the right to do? Hold me accountable. Whether they suspend me, whether they fire me, whether they transfer me, whether they censor me, whatever they decide to do, guess what? They've got a right to do it. If sponsors decide, hey, we don't want to do business during the hours of 12 and 2 at the station because of AJ, because of the things that he says and the things that he does, they have a right to do it. It's not cancel culture. It's called accountability. I hate how all these words have been, quote unquote, modernized into slogans that really are more political than they are anything else. Was it cancel culture when people decided that Colin Kaepernick kneeling during the national anthem to bring awareness to racial, insensitivity, racism, police brutality, social and economic injustices? Was it cancel culture then? Was it cancel culture when people decided that they didn't want to go and buy Whitney Houston tickets anymore because she was having, drug problems with her husband? I mean, it's amazing how all of a sudden it's cancel culture, but when folks didn't like Colin Kaepernick, it was just being a good old-fashioned American. You let somebody, quote unquote, liberal or black say something that conservative white people don't like, I promise you, they're not going to do business with that person, and they're going to, quote unquote, cancel them. It's crazy to me. Just stop. Be accountable. The governor of the state of Texas should be held accountable. And I'm not talking about him lifting the COVID mandate and the mask mandate. I'm talking about the way that he supported these doggone folks at ERCOT who their decisions killed people. Their decisions caused the death of people. And the governor wants to talk about Neanderthal thinking? Dude, you got a whole serious problem on your hands. And oh yeah, by the way, if you don't get them fixed, it's okay to vote you out. That's not canceling you. That's holding you accountable to do your job. Ted Cruz is not being canceled. He's being held accountable. He ran to the country that you don't want anyone from, to come to, or else they're considered illegal aliens. But because there's no light or heat in your home, you're now going to fly into a resort in that country? Man, if I'm Mexico, I'm building a wall on both sides of it. It's not cancel culture. It's called accountability. It's been around forever. To whom much is given, much is required. And oh yeah, by the way, let me just say this real quick. I don't give a hoot about Dr. Seuss or Mr. Potato Head. There are people that are still dying from COVID-19. There are still people losing their jobs. There are people that are still unable to be with their loved ones that are dying from COVID-19. I don't care about a Potato Head or a Dr. Seuss book. If you want the 6 books that Dr. Seuss's own organization decided that they weren't going to print anymore, if you want them, go buy them. But stop making nonsense an issue when there are bigger issues to deal with. Let me take a break. Y'all ain't got me going now.
Hi, I'm Linda J. I recently purchased 4 new tires from OMG Tires and More, located at 3124 Tidwell between 59 and Jensen. TK got me in and out in less than 30 minutes. While there, I got my car washed. Do you need rims for your car? OMG has them too. OMG Tires and More is your one-stop shop for all your tire needs. So give them a call at 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located at 3124 Tidwell between 59 and Jensen on the north side.
Here's an important COVID-19 school system update for your local area. If you're concerned about your child's education, please pay close attention to this message. The current school systems were not set up for at-home learning. If you're worried that your child may not be getting the grades they need to get ahead, may be losing self-confidence, or you're worried about them getting into a good college because of their grades, help is available to you. Call Grade Potential Tutoring. They can help with in-home or online tutoring and help your child with any subject at every grade level, even for test prep. They're experts in the home tutoring and online tutoring field and confident they can help you and your child get better grades today. Call now for your free consultation. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. That's 800-580-7680.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Two radio stations in one.
I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me show right here on the legendary KYOK Radio 1140 AM and the all-new 92.3 FM at KYOKradio.org. Hey! The lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It is our Freestyle Friday. Y'all got me freestyling already. Got a bunch of text messages. Let me go ahead and get to one of them here. Let's see, 832-267. 832-267. AJ, can we ever just get sports? Why do we always have to get your political opinion on everything? Well, it's kind of my show, number one. That's part of it. Number two, I'm the producer of my show. That's the other part of it. And number three, it's called, free speech, right? That's what we do. We have our opinions. We get shows. We produce them. And we kind of say what we think. You don't have to, here's the thing. Let me stop the music. Here's the thing. Just because someone says something doesn't mean you have to believe it. I mean, come on. This whole QAnon thing is as crazy as the day is long. And I know I'm going to get a lot of pushback from this. Where's the disclaimer? Let me put the disclaimer on. People would much rather believe that folks could get children shipped to them in Wayfair furniture like they order pizza all around the world than to believe that there is systematic racism. Let that sink in for a second. People would rather believe that an entire election was stolen all across the country. Watch this. Not in the states that the former president won, but only in the states that he lost. As if he was supposed to win all 50 states. Just because someone says something is true doesn't mean it is, and doesn't mean you have to believe it. In fact, you basically have to do your own due diligence to check something out. But this whole, I saw it on the internet, or I saw pictures that pointed to it. I saw the videos that folks were holding out as election fraud. I can't tell what was going on in the videos. Neither could you. Oh, look, they're pulling ballots out. Yeah, they had ballots on a cart. Did that mean they pulled them out of some secret place? It was a voting precinct. Guess what they do? They pull ballots out and they count them. Oh, but they did it after the voting observers had left. How do you know that? There was no walk out and walk in of voter observers. Oh, well, it was timestamped. I can put a timestamp on anything. I could grab a picture of you right now, make it black and white, and swear it was from the 50s. But people want to believe the worst of the worst of anyone that doesn't think like them. That's why I chose to become an independent voter. I want to just go with whoever does the right thing. I don't want to be beholden to any political party, and let alone the crazies of the independent parties. And there's some radical left people too, but there's some radical right folks that just feel like they got it all figured out. And anytime you say something against one of them, it's cancel culture. I'm sorry. It's not what it is. It's called being held accountable. If you don't want to be held accountable, don't run for political office. How about that? I know that if I don't want to be held accountable, I won't be a branch CFO, or I won't be a pastor of a church, or I won't be, I mean, heck, my kids hold me accountable. Dad, you said da 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 da. Oh, well, it's cancel culture. You're mad at me because I didn't do what I said I was going to do. Please, I'm a dad. I need to tell them the truth, and I need to follow up with my word. Very trying times right now. Very trying times. I just hope somebody gets in there that's going to do the right thing. I mean, where do we get to that? Back to basketball. Can we get back? I mean, if you want to talk about it, 281-453-1000, I will talk with you. It's Freestyle Friday. We can do it. 281-453-1000. But be ready to talk about it rather than just tell me what you want me to believe, because I'm not that guy. I don't just go with some grainy video supposedly of a kid's face in a duffel bag. Dude, I can clip your earlobe and put it on somebody else's and you would never know the difference. I mean, folks are so gullible nowadays. It's unbelievable. So the Rockets are in a rebuild. You can believe that. They are in a rebuild. They got to take a break between now and March the 11th. Right now, they're 11-23. I'm not hoping they go, and lose 40 more games. But I'm also not hoping that they win 40 more and make the playoffs and then get ousted in the first round by Utah or, the Lakers or the Clippers. They ain't ready for either one of those teams in a best of 7. They might win one game, but they're not going to win 4. Keith Hiddick, moving to Jamaica is starting to look pretty good. I'm thinking about Belize myself. Broadcasting live from Belize, it's AJ here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I won't even do a backdrop. I'll just open my window and let whatever's going on out my window over the bay, let that be my background. I might move down to one of the U.S. Virgin Islands and be down there. I mean, it's just crazy to me. Here's another one, 281-518. AJ, cancel culture is when a person says or does something that we all say or do from time to time, and now all of a sudden they've got to be fired, they got to be kicked out, they've got to have their lives destroyed. People are allowed to post things on social media. It's not okay for someone then to go look up their job and have them fired from their job. Well, it depends on what they post. If you're wearing your job, name badge, and you're posting that you hate black people and you're using a different name for black people, yeah, your job probably needs to know that. I'm not going to be the one to do it. That's just not my thing. But if I'm an employer and somebody tells me that one of my employees was doing that, yeah, I'm probably not going to be employing them anymore. That's not cancel culture. That's called you are responsible for your behavior and your actions. You represent something bigger than you when you got that stuff going on. So, it's pretty simple. Just make sure you don't say or do anything that could get you fired. I don't think people understand the First Amendment. If you ever get a chance, actually look it up. The First Amendment protects you from, any attacks from the government because of what you say. But your private company can deal with your quote unquote free speech all day long. You won't get arrested. You won't face the death penalty because of what you've said, but you can be fired. Again, that's not cancel culture. That's holding someone accountable for their actions. We're not in high school anymore. You can't just say dumb stuff and do dumb stuff and expect there to be no, try this word out, consequences. So that's all that is. If you don't want to quote unquote be canceled, don't say cancelable stuff. 832-525. So AJ, if I decide that I don't like what you said on your sports talk show about my favorite team, can I then call your employer and have them fire you because you embarrassed me and my team? You can. I don't know if they'll let me go because of that. I mean, been here since 2017. I've been wrong about a lot of teams, been wrong about a lot of players, been wrong about a lot of stuff. I'm even one of the guys that comes in and says, hey, I was wrong about that. I've even posted. I can go find the post. Hey, I admit I was wrong about the LA Rams. They're a lot better than I thought I was. I won't be taking any questions. That is all. So I'm thankful for the grace. But if you do that and they do, then guess what? I'm packing it up and going home. Try and find something else. Going into the next gig and saying, hey, listen, I just got canned at the last spot because I went hard on the Dallas Cowboys, and a couple of Dallas Cowboy fans called my employer and, got me canned. I just want to make sure that I've got the ability to be wrong when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. They're probably going to lose more than they're going to win, especially if they don't re-sign Dak Prescott. What's it looking like here? They say, no, you got to be right 100% about the Cowboys. I know that's probably not the spot for me because I'm not going to be 100% right about the Cowboys. I'm not going to get on social media and start whining. Oh, KYOK is a bad station. They canceled me because I was wrong about the Cowboys. It's called life. It's called accountability. CJ says Panama sounds pretty good to me, guys. What's up with Panama? Is Panama the spot, or do we want to be in Saint Lucia or St. Croix or somewhere like that? Is Panama the spot? I don't know. I feel like I want to be in St. Lucia. Am I saying it right? I'm probably not even saying it right. Probably need to go to a place that I can pronounce. Belize. So anyway, the Rockets are in a rebuild. I believe that they need to go ahead and fully rebuild. When Christian Wood gets healthy, when they got a healthy Eric Gordon, if he doesn't get traded by March 25th, if they got a healthy PJ Tucker, if he doesn't get traded by March 25th, you throw in Jayshawn Tate along with John Wall and Victor Oladipo. It's a pretty good squad. Ain't bad. They're not second to last in the West. But I still don't need them to try to be number 10 in the West or number 9 or number 8. Keith Hennig said the Rockets need to tank at warp speed. You know what? When's the last time the Rockets had the number 1 pick? The number one. I know they had it with Olajuwon because they got Hakeem Olajuwon at number 1. Did they get Yao Ming with the number 1 pick? Let me look up Yao Ming. Stay with me for a second. Yao Ming Wiki. Yao Ming was the first pick in 2002. If I'm not mistaken, that might have been the last time the Rockets had the number one. So do the math. It's been almost 20 years since the Rockets were so bad that they had the number one. I mean, it's not a bad run. It's not a bad stretch. I mean, Philadelphia had the number one a bunch of times. I remember at the time when the Clippers had the number one like 5 years in a row. They were that bad. You know, before they instituted the lottery, the worst team in basketball got the number one pick. And the Clippers had that like it was like water. Like turn it on, okay, Clippers got the number one. They were that bad. Rockets haven't had that in 20 years. It's okay that they've got to rebuild a little bit. All right, we'll be right back. 281-453-1000 if you want in.
In-office do-it-yourself COVID-19 testing is available to you, and the results are 99% accurate. Save your time and be safe by avoiding the lines and crowds. You can test yourself and your family members at home. Test your employees at work, making sure your workplace is safe. Simply call Citation Bioscience at the number we're about to give you to order your COVID-19 testing kits. When they arrive, follow the simple instructions and send them back to us with our prepaid shipping. Results are ready the next day in 95% of the cases. And remember, they are 99% accurate and reimbursable by your insurance company. Save your time, stay safe, and avoid the crowds. Order your COVID-19 kits now by calling this number now. Pricing starts at $119 and discounts are available for larger orders. Call now. 800-247-8046. 800-247-8046. That's 800-247-8046.
Do you watch television? Of course you do. Then have you tried Dish TV from All American Dish yet? No? Well, now is a great time because we're giving everyone that calls today a 2-year locked-in price. Your rate will not change for 2 years. The clock is ticking. Call now, get Dish, and get your price locked in for 2 years and save yourself some money. Dish has your favorite TV programs, even Netflix and Amazon Prime built into the DVR. You can even watch Dish anywhere you have an internet connection. Plus, we've even got awesome discounts for the military and seniors. Oh, and one more thing. Call All American Dish now and we'll even give you a free Google TV voice remote, free installation, and free equipment. Don't wait. Call All American Dish now.
800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. That's 800-296-1302.
Hi, my name is Lily. My mom and dad used to fight about money all the time. Then one day, I heard them talking about this guy, some uncle I never knew, called Uncle Sam. Well, they say this Uncle Sam guy wanted them to pay him like $1 gazillion, and they didn't have $1 gazillion. So they called this company they heard on the radio called the Tax Doctor. And the Tax Doctor worked with Uncle Sam's people. I think they're called the IRS. And they are able to work it out so my mom and dad didn't have to pay Uncle Sam very much money at all. So now mom and dad are happy, and I'm happy too. Thanks, Tax Doctor.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, call now and pay less. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359.
You're listening to
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
It's the lunch break on KYOK.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones, and man, I got to do something real quick. Y'all got me going off on all this other stuff, and I got something important to do. Hold on. Ahem. Let me clear my throat. Hang on. I got to do this for my brother like no other, all the way in Columbus, Ohio. Y'all stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to. It is the birthday of Mr. Willie Will Nose Gibson up in Columbus, and here to celebrate him right is my friend Jennifer Hudson. Come on, Jen.
To you.
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Willie Gibson.
Happy birthday to you. To you.
Willie Gibson, brother, happy birthday. I mean it, man. I miss having him on the show. Your work hours changed, unable to, be in from 12 to 2. But hey, listen, we celebrate you anywhere and everywhere, brother. Again, I want to thank Jennifer Hudson for doing that rendition of Happy Birthday for my brother. And again, Willie Gibson, happy birthday to you. All right. I found something here. Let me get to it real quick. Check this out. All right, so remember I said Yao Ming was the Rockets' last number one in 2002. Before that, it was, Hakeem Olajuwon in 1984. Before that, the year before that, they had the number one with Ralph Sampson. And then they got Rodney McCray with the number one first round, third pick of that draft. So for, 2 years in a row, the Rockets had the number one, and they had the first round, third pick in the draft. So, they struggled back then until, Hakeem and them led them to the championship. But watch this. Since they had that number one with Yao Ming, they had the 15th pick in the first round after that. Then they had only second round picks. Then they had a 24th pick in the first round, a number 8, a number 26, a number 25, a number 14, 23, a number 12, they had a number 18, and then second round. I just brought you all the way from 2002 all the way to 2018. I was thinking that, Clint Capella was a first-round pick back in 2014 with the number 25 pick. Sam Decker was a first-round pick in 2015 at number 18. Everything else has been late second round. What are you saying to me, AJ? Rockets have been fine. They've been all right. They haven't rebuilt like this in a long time. You'll be all right. You just got to get used to it. You just got to get used to it. If they don't make the playoffs, it is okay. Yeah, but AJ, look at Dallas. Dallas is good. They got them a good player from the draft with Luka. And look how they had to get him. They took Trae Young, traded him to Atlanta for Luka. I think that trade worked out. Let the Rockets get a first-round pick, high one, number 4, number 3, number 2, number 1, and see where they go from there. They might be able to flip that for, a couple of players for all we know. But you got to let these things play out. Now, the bigger issue right now in Houston is the Texans. That's the bigger issue. Jalen Ramsey, who has the same agent as Deshaun Watson, said Deshaun is done. He said Deshaun is not playing in Houston again. He said Deshaun is not wearing another Houston Texans uniform. So let's just play What If. A new game called What If. What if Jalen Ramsey is right? Whether they trade him or not, what if Deshaun decides not to play next season? Who's going to be the quarterback? Who is going to be the quarterback for the Houston Texans? Right now, let me make sure I got this right. AJ McCarron. Let me look. All right, let me go. AJ McCarron contract. AJ McCarron this is old. Yeah, this is old. Hold on. Let me go to Spot Track. Let me go to Spot Track. Make sure that AJ McCarron's still on the contract. All right, AJ McCarron is under a 1-year, $4 million contract, $2 million signing bonus, $4 million average salary, $3.75 million of that guaranteed. And oh yeah, by the way, guess what? Right now, unrestricted free agent. Let me let this play out. AJ McCarron, your backup, is an unrestricted free agent. Josh McNown, who they brought in before the end of the season, they just officially let go so that he can join the coaching ranks. Guess how many under contract quarterbacks you have on the team right now? 1. Deshaun. So if Deshaun decides, I ain't playing, who's going to be the quarterback for the Texans? Do they go back and try and convince AJ McCarron to come back and play in space of Deshaun Watson? In the place of? Or do they do what published reports are saying they might do? Let me tell you what 3 names they're saying that they might sign in free agency. Number 1, a name we're very familiar with here in Houston, Ryan Fitzpatrick. How's that set with you? In place of Deshaun Watson, the Ryan Fitzpatrick era could be up and running again. Kind of like the Blues Brothers, 2000. We got the band back together. Or, number 2 on that list is Alex Smith, who was officially released by the Washington football team today. Wow. I mean, I'm getting excited. I'm almost overwhelmed by all these choices Rocket fans will have at quarterback. Ryan Fitzpatrick or Alex Smith. Great guys, both of them. Great guys. The third name is kind of intriguing, but just like I've said about Deshaun, Cam Newton, Jameis Winston, I don't want him caught up in this mess that's going on here in Houston over there off of Kirby and Fannin. And that name is Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor was scheduled to be the starter for the LA Chargers. Did he actually start a game? A long story short, the team doctor punctured his lung and he couldn't play. And they had to put in Justin Herbert, not Hebert. And Justin Herbert played better than anybody expected, except probably him, his family, friends, high school coach. I give credit where credit is due. I mean, young man balled out. So once Tyrod got healthy, nobody's putting Tyrod back in when you got Justin Herbert, not Hebert, playing as well as he played. So now Tyrod Taylor is available for a team like the Texans to bring him in if Deshaun Watson decides, nah, I ain't going to be able to do it. I like Tyrod Taylor. I like Tyrod Taylor a lot. I just don't like him in a Houston Texans uniform. Not because he can't play and not because I'm hating on the Texans, but until they figure out the right way to deal with people and handle people. I'm not canceling them. Man, I got to be careful. They're going to say, oh, AJ and the cancel culture, he's canceled the Texans. I just don't think they deserve a Deshaun Watson or Cam Newton or a Jameis Winston or a Tyrod Taylor. And they can't even do right by the guy that they have under contract. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not wishing Alex Smith or Ryan Fitzpatrick on you either. I'm saying that the organization should get with Deshaun and say, hey, listen, we messed up. What can we do? You know, this false vibrato of, hey, I'm the owner, and I'm the general manager, and I'm the chaplain / prayer partner / whatever else I need to be, Jack Easterby. Needs to be some respect for Deshaun Watson, and there isn't any right now. Donna Coleman-Holman, Bill O'Brien should have been fired at least 3 or 4 years ago. This is his mess. Yeah, but you know what? I have now come to the conclusion that Cal McNair had his own spoon and was stirring the mess with everybody else. Again, I'm not going to say much about his dad because, you know, I don't speak ill of the dead. But Cal was stirring that messy pot too. Jack Easterby came and prayed over the messy pot, and they brought Nick Caserio in to feed the players and the staff the messy pot. So I'm just saying, Texan fans, what are you going to do? Where are you going to go if Deshaun sits out? You don't have A.J. McCarron. You don't have Josh McCown. And, oh, yeah, by the way, it sounded like Ryan Fitzpatrick, Alex Smith, or Tyrod Taylor. But we'll see. We'll see. Got to get Sybil Wilkes on here to do her COVID-19 update, and we'll be back with more. If you want to get in, 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000, or text me, 832-403-5005. That's 832-403-5005. Again, it is Freestyle Friday here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. I'm trying to see if there's anything I want to do before I hit Sybil Wilkes and then the top of the hour. Trying to see, yeah, TSU got a win last night. College basketball, Prairie View got a win. Nice win by UT over Oklahoma. Nice win. That should set them up pretty good heading into the Big 12 tournament. And, man, interesting. Oklahoma City was able to pull out a win. Oklahoma City is able to pull out a win over the Spurs last night. But, again, Spurs sitting pretty in the Western Conference. I think they're going to be all right. Okay, again, 281-453-1000 if you want in, 281-453-1000, or text me, 832-403-5005. It is the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Donna, I see your comment right there. I'll read it next, right after Sybil Wilkes on the legendary KYOK.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know today. As Americans anxiously await the next round of coronavirus relief, lawmakers on Capitol Hill have agreed to narrow the eligibility for upcoming $1,400 stimulus payments. Under the latest compromise, individuals earning $75,000 per year and couples earning $150,000 per year would still receive the benefit. However, individuals earning between $80,000 and $100,000 annually and couples earning between $160,000 to $200,000 annually will no longer longer qualify for any stimulus aid. Amid the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, the iconic Civil Rights March in Selma, Alabama will go virtual this year. This marks the very first time in decades that the march across the Edmund Pettus Bridge will not take place. The virtual 56th annual Selma Bridge Crossing Jubilee will stream speeches, workshops, and fellowship to pay homage to the Bloody Sunday March. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed, be empowered.
I can't get out on my own. I need
The legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222CX Houston.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the host, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
When you walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We made it! We made it! We made it! We made it! Let's go to the house! Let's go to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We made it. Let's go to the house. Let's go to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this trying to be the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up with chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from him. He's a man. They can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's who I did. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We made it. Let's go to the house. Let's go to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
Nope, game's not over. That's first hour on the books, second hour underway here on the legendary KYOK. Yesterday we only put in an hour, so I definitely got to put in 2 today. But, I can say I'm feeling pretty good. Got that COVID shot earlier today, about 9:45 our time here in Houston, and feeling pretty good. I don't have any pain in my arm. It's not sore. At the injection site, no issues there. I don't think I have any side effects. Is the head still on top and the feet still on the bottom? I still look real pretty, don't I? Pretty to my left, I'm pretty to my right. So, feel like I'm doing pretty good. All right, it is Freestyle Friday. I've already, made a whole lot of people frustrated in life at me because I won't buy into cancel culture, and I don't want to talk about Mr. Potato Head and what's the other life impacting issue? Oh, Dr. Seuss. Now, mind you, people are being evicted from their homes. People are trying to decide, am I gonna, I'm gonna put something on the rent or buy medicine. People are looking for jobs after months and months of being unemployed or underemployed. Folks are still trying to figure out the whole mask and social distancing and, all of that. But we're going to talk about a toy and children's books. Yeah, I'm not the guy. I'm an acquired taste. I'm not for everyone. I'm not the guy that's going to get in just random conversations about anything and everything as if it's a big deal at this stage of my life. You know, I don't know how many breaths I have left, but I'm not going to spend them on that. And again, cancel culture is not new. It's called accountability in most grown-up walks in life. And for some reason, this group of elected officials have decided that them being held accountable is cancel culture. Okay. All right. Had a funny conversation with a guy earlier. Was it yesterday or today? I don't know. It's my story. So had a conversation with a guy earlier, and he was asking me about my mask. I got the glass, shield that comes down below my chin, and it just comes around the nose, so it doesn't fog my glasses up. Only thing I don't like about it makes me sound like I'm Darth Vader, but which is kind of cool, too. But anyway, he's like, "So you're gonna keep wearing your mask next week?" I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna wear it until, COVID is somewhere between 60 and 75, maybe 80% taken care of." He goes, "Really, that long?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm I've got underlying conditions and I'm around a lot of people and I don't know how they handle their business. So I'm going to wear it until, we're about 80% of the way there." He goes, "So in other words, you're afraid?" I said, "No, I'm not afraid." He says, "Well, do you have faith?" I said, "Yeah, I'm a Christian. I have faith." He said, "So then why are you feeling like you need to have a mask to defend yourself from the virus?" And I asked him, I said, "So are you a Christian?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Do you believe in the Second Amendment?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "So as a Christian, why do you feel like you have to believe in a gun to protect you from intruders?" And he looked at me and he kind of smiled. I said, "You see where I'm going? You're trying to tell me I don't have faith because I'm wearing a mask. And I'm trying to tell you that there are times when you can have a mask or have a gun and still have faith." So I keep telling you, I'm not the guy, man. Maybe I need to growl at people when they get ready to talk to me about random stuff. Wait a minute, hold on. Monica Morris Howard said, "Handsome, not pretty." Well, Monica, I'm a noob. I'm a Kappa, and we the pretty boys. We pretty to our left, we're pretty to our right. We're so pretty, we can't sleep at night. So it's not, in a derogatory way, And bless my heart, I've been pretty all my life, I came out and the doctor's like, "Ooh, I ain't never seen one as pretty as this." And my mama probably said then, "Yeah, he's gonna be a noob. He's gonna be one of those." So yeah, there you go. Don't mind me. I'm in rare form today. CJ, pretty to my left, pretty to my right, too much LLL. Yeah, that one goes, "I'm pretty to my left, I'm pretty to my right, I'm so pretty I can't sleep at night." There you go. That's how that goes. That's how that goes. But anyway, back to the stuff. I said I was going to read Donna Coleman's thing about the Texans. She said, "Yes, I concur. Ryan Fitzpatrick was fired in Miami." Okay. Alex Smith is what, 35 or 40 and broken. Oh, good luck, Texans. Good luck. Monica Morris Howard. Okay, pretty. Yeah, I mean, just gotta lay it back, Just gotta lay it back. CJ, there's no point in taking God's grace for granted. Wear the mask, people. Here's where I am with it. The governor is free to do whatever he's allowed to do as a governor. If he wants to lift the mask restrictions, if he wants to say businesses, no matter what kind of business, can be open 100%, no problem. I myself, who govern myself and also abide by the laws of the land, am going to wear my mask. And I am going to social distance from people. And I'm going to make sure they social distance from me. I was given some young lady death stares. Every time I took a step, she took two. It's like, ma'am, 6 feet. It's just 6 feet. That's all. And she's like, I'm sorry, I'm the wrong guy to stand behind them. Maybe you should go around the person behind you and stand behind them because I need my 6 feet. Or what I'm going to start doing is coughing uncontrollably when somebody gets within my 6 feet radius. Come around me too close and I'm just going to start hacking. I bet you I'll have 25 feet after that in every direction. You know, there's ways to get what you need. Just, don't make me dig in my bag of tricks, silly rabbit. So, just because the governor opened it up, I'm good. I know how to keep it partially closed for me. That's how it is. Trust me, the governor's not going to come to my service if something happens to me COVID related because he decided to open it up too soon. Donna Coleman Holman, 6 feet away, stay calm, do the 5. I'm just saying, if you want me to get a coughing spell, get within that 6 feet. Get around 3.5, 2. You're gonna be able to smell whatever I had for lunch. I'm just gonna uncontrollably just catch a coughing fit, looking right at that person. So anyway, I got to get ready to take a break. But Cody Benjamin did a free agent draft thing, and he said that Will Fuller is probably going to go to the New York Giants. Will Fuller probably going to go to the New York Giants. He says that let me see, Jadeveon Clowney is probably going to end up with the LA Raiders. And this is kind of interesting. He says Jameis Winston is probably going to end up in Chicago, not in New Orleans. And here's the crazy thing. Drew Brees has not officially announced his retirement yet. And because Drew Brees is fooling around, and that's exactly what it is for me, fooling around, trying to decide if he wants to give it one more go, it's making Jameis have to say, listen, I got my master's class in quarterbacking the whole year I was here, and when they had a chance to start me, they went with Taysom Hill. So if the Bears are willing to pay me, I don't know, 12, 15 mil per year, got to take it. Got to take it. Starting or a chance to beat out Mitchell Trubisky, yeah, got to take it. However, if the Saints would just go ahead and say, Drew's done, and we're going in a different direction, then Jameis Winston stays right there, on a reasonable contract. So if he ends up in Chicago, I kind of like that. I'll be rocking with Jameis in Chicago. Take a break. I'll be right back right here on the lunch break. Y'all are funny on that 6 feet thing. Donna Coleman Holman, 6 feet, and please and thank you. I'll be right back right after this on the lunch break.
Attention business owners, listen carefully to this important message. Are you tired of struggling with monthly bookkeeping or always being behind? Maybe you're fed up with paying your CPA ridiculously high hourly rates for subpar services. At Finance Pal, we know your pain. We're small business owners who understand your tax and accounting needs. At Finance Pal, we take over your books and design a program custom tailored to fit your needs. Whether it's bookkeeping, payroll, bill pay, inventory tracking, or taxes, we have you covered. We handle some or all of these services for one flat, affordable, low monthly fee. Stop worrying about your books and drowning in paperwork. Let us worry while you focus on growing your business. This setup is easy, and we give you the tools and technology to make your monthly finances streamlined and organized. Call now for a free business assessment.
800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. That's 800-213-9527. Here's an important COVID-19 school system update for your local area. If you're concerned about your child's education, please pay close attention to this message. The current school systems were not set up for at-home learning. If you're worried that your child may not be getting the grades they need to get ahead, may be losing self-confidence, or you're worried about them getting into a good college because of their grades, help is available to you. Call Grade Potential Tutoring. They can help with in-home or online tutoring and help your child with any subject at every grade level, even for test prep. They're experts in the home tutoring and online tutoring field and confident they can help you and your child get better grades today. Call now for your free consultation. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. That's 800-580-7680.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
You're listening to The Lunch Break on KYOK.
All right, y'all. Back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It is Freestyle Friday. Somebody text me and say, boy, you all over the place. You are hilarious, and you make me angry all at the same time. I guess that's why I keep coming back. Hey, I appreciate that. You know, listen. We kill this music. Well, hold on. Let me let it rock for a minute, because there's a lot of bad things folks be wishing on me. They are, I know, but it's God's plan. It's God's plan. All right, let me kill the music. One thing I have learned in my short time in life, you know, because I ain't that old, is that people are not going to always agree about everything 100%. They're not. Two people from the same womb, with the same DNA, don't always agree. So you grew up on that side of the world, I grew up on this side of the world. We're not going to agree on everything 100%. I'm okay with that. Other people are not. Other people want you to just agree with everything that they say, or you're not their friend, or it's cancel culture. It's not my way of thinking. Like, there's stuff I've learned from people that I didn't even like. I'd be like, rah, 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 and then they say it, and then I think about it, it's like, you're right, I still don't like you. You know, please. We're not going to always agree. It's okay not to agree on everything. Just like it's okay for folks to be left and some people to be right. If everybody was right, we'd be going around in circles. If everyone was left, we'd be going around in circles. Little left, little right balances everybody out. You know, one thing I know is not one group doesn't have all the answers. But this new party of whatever one particular person says is right, even when we know that they're not telling the truth, oh, no, I can't get with that. I can't get with that. All right, Donna Coleman-Holman says that Drew Brees should come to the Texans for $35 million for 1 year. Hey, listen, that whole Tom Brady thing, that don't work for everybody. If Drew Brees was to leave the Saints and come to the Texans, he ain't going to win the Super Bowl. It just not ain't going to happen. Need I remind you all that the team was 4-12 with Deshaun having one of the best seasons of his career? The Texans are not one quarterback away. The Texans are not one player away. The Texans have problems from top to bottom. The Texans have problems with their ownership. The Texans have problems with their management. The Texans had problems with their coaching, offensively, defensively, special teams, line, secondary, you name it. You talk about a team in a rebuild, it's the Texans. And if they would quit trading, well, you know, the guy that was doing that's no longer there. But if they hadn't traded away all of their picks, at least they could have gotten something in return for their trouble. You know, when you have a bad experience at an establishment, typically what do? If they, ma'am, I'm sorry that happened. Hey, how about if we throw in an extra blah, 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 blah for your trouble? You know, depending upon what it is or how bad the situation was, you'll say, oh, okay, well, that's nice. I'll give it another try because at least I got a free night stay or first class or an extra one of these. The Texans were bad and they had no draft picks and they had no cap room and they had the highest salary in the NFL. That's not the trifecta, that's the quadruple. You're bad. You got no draft picks. You got the highest salary in the league and no cap room. That's four. Man, please. The Texans got problems. You hear me? And I got news for you. If Jack Easterby is so anointed, how come he didn't pray them to a better record? How come he didn't pray favor on them that God mysteriously makes some of that cap room appear? Lord, multiply our cap room. How come he didn't pray for a miracle for God to relieve them of some of their salaries? Bruh, what are you up there doing? I'm telling y'all, I don't know what's going on, man. I'm not that dude. I'm not gonna just fall for anything. You just come tell me, oh yeah, I'm a former chaplain with the New England Patriots, and you know I preach at my church often, and I'm pretty funny when I preach. You know, talking about who did he say? I think he said Jesus was moonwalking across the water, or Peter, one of the two. It wasn't funny, and it's just like, dude, just because they say you're funny don't mean you know how to handle the cap and player movement and that kind of stuff. Like, if we need prayer, we'll call you. But until then, can you please back out of the room so we can take care of some business? Gotta take a break. I'll be right back with more right after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK, all new 92.3 FM.
Important COVID-19 school system update for your local area. If you're concerned about your child's education, please pay close attention to this message. The current school systems were not set up for at-home learning. If you're worried that your child may not be getting the grades they need to get ahead, maybe losing self-confidence, or you're worried about them getting into a good college because of their grades, help is available to you. Call Grade Potential Tutoring. They can help with in-home or online tutoring and help your child with any subject at every grade level, even for test prep. They're experts in the home tutoring and online tutoring field and confident they can help you and your child get better grades today. Call now for your free consultation. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. That's 800-580-7680.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Two radio stations in one.
I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 AM, and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
Hi, I'm Linda J. I recently purchased 4 new tires from OMG Tires and More, located at 3124 Tidwell between 59 and Jensen. TK got me in and out in less than 30 minutes. While there, I got my car washed. Do you need rims for your car? OMG has them too. OMG Tires and More is your one-stop shop for all your tire needs. So give them a call at 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located at 3124 Tidwell between 59 and Jensen on the north side.
Hey guys, this is your girl Brandy Nelson, and you are listening to The Lunch Break on KYOK.
Man, I tell you what, OMG Tires and More and all of the senior citizens showed a lot of love today and got a lot of love today as our flagship station, KWWJ, did a water distribution, gave out cases of water, gave out food, hand sanitizer, face masks, just a lot of stuff over at OMG Tires and More. I want to appreciate all those good folks over there. I'm telling you, if you need tires, new or used, you need your wheels rotated, you need your brakes done. They do a lot over there. So why don't you go ahead and give them a call, OMG Tires and More, and tell them you heard it right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. We also stream live 24/7 on KYOKradio.org. Had a lot of fun out there with the listeners. And then, of course, after that, when we got that COVID shot, that Pfizer COVID shot, got that done today. Grateful. Got a heads up that they were taking walk-ups. I'd been calling around trying to, get a COVID shot done and couldn't find a spot to get it done. And somebody said, hey, yeah, they're taking walk-ups at TSU. Got to be there by about 8. I strongly recommend if you're going Monday through Friday that you get in line at least by 7:30. They start taking them at 8, but get in line by at least 7:30. First shot and second shot right there at Texas Southern in the Nabrit Science Building. Even got free parking, so can't beat that. All right, Desiree Battles, what up, though? She said, happy Freestyle Friday, lunch breakers. I'm just over here cutting up. Pretty and cutting up. All right, let's see. Donna Coleman-Holman said Drew Brees could do a Tom Brady in Houston. No, he can't. Did y'all see Drew Brees in his last game as a Saint? Maybe. Horrible. Matt Ryan might work in Houston. They love old players. That's funny because you know what? The Texans do have a history of bringing in guys past their prime. All the way from back when they brought in Amon Green, running back from the Green Bay Packers. When they brought in Ed Reed from the Baltimore Ravens. They got a little bit of a history of bringing in some older players, which is why it behooves me. What's this? They'll bring in other people's old players, but they won't hang on to their own. Remember what they did with Andre Johnson? Look at what they did with Kareem Jackson. Jonathan Joseph. He is the only one that I'm okay with them having, moved away from. I love Jonathan Joseph. Personally, I love Jonathan Joseph, but it was time for him to go. Kareem still had some life in him. You could have moved Kareem to safety, had Justin Reed, Kareem Jackson at safety, and done some things. But no, we're not going to even offer him. Andre Johnson, the only guy in the first Texan ever in their Ring of Honor or whatever they call it, and that's the guy that you run off like he's chump change. Yeah, it's crazy to me. And like I said, at the time, I used to think it was, Bob McNair. I used to think he just, that's the way he did things. But now I know, like I said earlier, Cal McNair had his own spoon. Back in the day when your mom was making a cake and, they had those little mixers that they have on the blender or whatever it's called. And then, my mom would give one to me and one to my sister and we, lick the icing. You can't do that anymore. I don't know why you can't do it anymore. Me and my sister never got salmonella or whatever they say you can get from it. We loved it. You can't do that anymore. But Cal McNair had his own spoon mixing up the mess. Cal McNair is a mess mixer. And, man, he took it to a whole nother level when he decided to bring in Jack Easterby, Mr. Prayer Partner. He's not even the team chaplain. They got one of those, and that guy's pretty good. I don't get how you go from being a team chaplain in one city to the vice president of everything football in another city. I don't get that. I ain't trying to make it all about race, but that doesn't happen to brothers. Like, never does a brother go from being, I don't know, a team chaplain to a vice president level person in another organization. Name one. I mean, there's not many brothers that went from being a college head coach to an instant NFL head coach. Oh yeah, by the way, with a losing record. And that's what happened with Cliff Kingsbury. And oh yeah, by the way, let's just be real. Matt Rule wasn't killing it at Baylor when they brought him to Carolina. He's all right. But ain't like he won the Big 12 5 times in a row. Those kind of things just don't happen to everybody. But here you've got Mike Mayock, goes from being an analyst on the NFL Network to a general manager of the Oakland Raiders at the time, now the Las Vegas Raiders. You know, you got John Lynch, who went from being, I don't even know what John Lynch was doing when they decided to make him the GM in San Francisco. You know, the guy up in Detroit right now, the head coach there, was an interim head coach, but now I read his story, and because he was kind of like the assistant head coach under Sean Payton, they felt like he knew how to be a head coach. All right. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't see that one working out. I could be wrong. Detroit might win it all. I don't know. I don't feel like that one's going to work out. Well, AJ, what about David Culley? He was in the league like 579 years before he got a chance to be a head coach. And again, I'm not even exactly sure why he got this chance. Not saying he doesn't deserve it, but he didn't get the job like Cliff Kingsbury or Matt Rule or, somebody like that. Sean McVay is like 22 years old. And he's the head coach that everybody wants. People are trying to interview Josh McCown. The dude has never been a head coach on any level. Just, got released by the Texans, and they're trying to interview him for head coaching jobs. It just doesn't happen like that. I mean, there are people still wondering if Mike Tomlin is good, and the dude has never had a losing record. Been to won a Super Bowl, been to 2. And folks are still trying to, he's all right. Donna says the Texans and Andre Johnson, the Texans used Andre Johnson up and fired him. Yeah. Yeah, but they had to make that right. One guy that, you should never have treated badly or poorly was Andre Johnson. The dude never said anything. Yeah, he held out one time, but golly, they were paying him like he was a 5th string wide receiver. He wasn't even in the top 5 on the team, let alone in the league, and he was leading the league in receptions and yards. So, yeah, I'm Andre. I was like, hey, we got to talk about my salary or what happened to Texans Mario Williams. Okay, so Mario left here on like a $100 million deal with Buffalo. And contrary to popular belief, Mario didn't play poorly in Buffalo. He just didn't dominate like everybody thought that he would. So, people feel like Mario underperformed in Buffalo. And then he had some off-the-field stuff that, I don't know, man. I'm no doctor, so I'm not going to diagnose him, but I feel like Mario had some issues that I don't think everybody was aware of, because some of the stuff that he had going on in Buffalo off the field with his ex-fiance, and 1 minute they were engaged, the next minute they were throwing the ring out in Niagara Falls. I mean, they had some stuff going on. So, yeah, that's what happened to Mario Williams. Desiree said, pretty and cutting up. It's the truth. It's the truth. Keith, you can't lick the mixer legs anymore. Why is that? I love doing that. I don't know what you mean there, Keith. It was probably something I said a little while ago. I love these question and answer sessions. I wish y'all would call me live, because I think some people think I'm making this stuff up. Like, he ain't really getting text messages, and I get a ton of them. I literally, don't get to text people back that really need me, because I get about 50 to 60 text messages every show. Uh-oh, hold on. Somebody's having a flooding issue at their home, and they can't find the knob to turn. Okay, so turn off the main water to the house, and then look. Yeah, listen. This happens, because you can't let water damage keep going. That water running through a home is just, every drop causes some kind of problem. I was talking to y'all about these free agents. One of the ones that was pretty interesting on this list, I told you that they were talking about Jameis Winston going to Chicago. I thought was interesting. One that kind of surprised me too. They said Ryan Fitzpatrick might go to New Orleans. It says, robbed of Jameis Winston earlier in the draft, the Saints pivot to seize the ageless Fitzpatrick, who is obviously no more than a short-term play, but gives them a fighting chance to contend in 2021. They got wide receiver T.Y. Hilton going to Green Bay, which is a very interesting move. Nelson Aguilar going to Kansas City. More weapons for Patrick Mahomes. That'd be pretty interesting. So, anyway, that's what we got there. You know what we haven't talked about, and I got to get it in before I go. What the world is going on with Les Miles when he was in LSU? I mean, what in the world? Everybody's talking about the governor of New York. Les Miles was just out of control at LSU. And this is where the this is where the NCAA has got to be some kind of governing body. Like, I don't care that Les Miles is at a whole different school now, Kansas. You need to be able to go back and suspend him. You need to be able to go back and turn over documentation to the authorities. I mean, Les Miles, bruh. What in the world? Let me tell y'all what Les was doing. Les Miles with his nasty self. It says, emails show former LSU AD Joe Oliva pushed incoming president to fire Les Miles in 2013 for cause. There was an investigation into LSU, and Miles himself has come under a microscope for behaving inappropriately with female students while he was the head coach at LSU. According to the report, Miles was accused of texting female students, taking them to his condo alone, making them feel uncomfortable, and on at least one occasion, kissing a student and suggesting that they go to a hotel after telling her he could help her career. Bruh. You know, when I have David Grubb on from time to time, host of Hard in the Paint, I would often say when we're talking about LSU, because, that wasn't even the main story. The main story was that they covered up sexual assaults and incidents like that. LSU is one of those schools where, let's just say, there's not that much accountability when the right person does the wrong thing. It's LSU. In Baton Rouge, a lot of the judges graduated from where? LSU. A lot of the attorneys graduated from where? LSU. A lot of the police officers, police chiefs, you name lieutenants, you name LSU. It's not like Houston, where the college and the university is not the main thing in town. Baton Rouge is really LSU. So to hear that Les Miles had this kind of behavior going on, and literally nobody did anything. This report came out after he left. Man, that's sad. And I feel bad for those young ladies. I feel bad for their parents. Obviously, if it's true. But trust me when I said, a guy like Les Miles, the way he was winning at LSU, if this stuff is true, those young ladies did not stand a chance. You probably had more people trying to tell them, do not say a word, than anyone telling them, oh yeah, I got you. Let's do something about it. Let me take a break. 281-453-1000 or 832-403-5005.
Watch television? Of course you do. Then have you tried Dish TV from All American Dish yet? No? Well, now is a great time because we're giving everyone that calls today a 2-year locked-in price. Your rate will not change for 2 years. The clock is ticking. Call now, get Dish, and get your price locked in for 2 years and save yourself some money. Dish has your favorite TV programs, even Netflix and Amazon Prime built into the DVR. You can even watch Dish anywhere you have an internet connection. Plus, we've even got awesome discounts for the military and seniors. Oh, and one more thing. Call All American Dish now and we'll even give you a free Google TV voice remote, free installation, and free equipment. Don't wait. Call All American Dish now.
800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. That's 800-296-1302.
Hi, my name is Lily. My mom and dad used to fight about money all the time. Then one day, I heard them talking about this guy, some uncle I never knew, called Uncle Sam. Well, they say this Uncle Sam guy wanted them to pay him like $1 gazillion, and they didn't have $1 gazillion. So they called this company they heard on the radio called the Tax Doctor. And the Tax Doctor worked with Uncle Sam's people. I think they're called the IRS. And they were able to work it out so my mom and dad didn't have to pay Uncle Sam very much money at all. So now mom and dad are happy, and I'm happy too. Thanks, Tax Doctor.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, call now and pay less. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359. Now, in-home or in-office do-it-yourself COVID-19 testing is available to you, and the results are 99% accurate. Save your time and be safe by avoiding the lines and crowds. You can test yourself and your family members at home. Test your employees at work, making sure your workplace is safe. Simply call Citation Bioscience at the number we're about to give you to order your COVID-19 testing kits. When they arrive, follow the simple instructions and send them back to us with our prepaid shipping. Results are ready the next day in 95% of the cases. And remember, they are 99% accurate and reimbursable by your insurance company. Save your time, stay safe, and avoid the crowds. Order your COVID-19 kits now by calling this number now. Pricing starts at $119 and discounts are available for larger orders. Call now. 800-247-8046. 800-247-8046. That's 800-247-8046.
Hey, you want some sports with your lunch? Well, tune in to the legendary KYOK at the lunch break. And I'm Raven Rogers.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is our Freestyle Friday. It's also Women's History Month, and I am going to honor a woman before we leave. And I've got guests coming up next week that will be women that I want to spotlight and honor. And, man, I got a big surprise next Friday. Big surprise next Friday. I can't wait to next Friday. I mean, I'm serious. I'm like a kid on Christmas Eve. I want to hurry up and go to sleep so I can hurry up and wake up and it be Christmas. I mean it. I cannot wait until a week from today. I've got such a special guest coming. I'm overwhelmed just thinking about this guest going to be on the show next Friday. But again, I got some other guests going to be on next week, and I'm really excited about them. So y'all be sure and tune in as we have a lot coming up for Women's History Month. Les Miles, though. Les Miles. In fact, I got a text message. I'm not surprised by this one. Hang on, let me go back and find it. Okay, here we go. 504-392. AJ, how you going to throw that whole school under the bus like that because of the behavior of one person? All right, so if you're from the 504 and you're anywhere near Baton Rouge, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not, if you're from the 504 and you live in, like, I don't know, Alexandria, Shreveport, you don't know what I'm talking about. And if you're from the 504 and born and reared there, and you had any dealings whatsoever with LSU in any capacity, you know what I'm talking about. Those that know, know. Those that don't, don't. LSU is, let me tell you something. At Tulane University, which is not LSU by any stretch of the imagination, at freshman player orientation. So you had the school orientation, and then we had athletic or orientation as freshmen. The school's chief of police told us, and I'm paraphrasing, if you get in trouble in the city of New Orleans by the local police, let them know that you are a student at Tulane. They will call us, and we will come and get you and help you. And then they literally said, but if you don't call, if you don't tell them that, and they don't call, we can't help. Let that sink in for a second. I do something that requires the police of New Orleans to stop me or arrest me. And all I got to do is tell them, hey, I'm a student at Tulane. And they know to call the campus police to come and get me, and then they can help me. That's at Tulane. You can only imagine what it's like at LSU. LSU is built on, Baton Rouge is built on LSU. New Orleans is not built on Tulane. New Orleans has a whole lot more going on than just Tulane. Now, don't get it twisted. They make a lot of money off of Tulane. But LSU literally is what Baton Rouge is all about. And when you got that kind of, just monopoly on the entire, it's the same thing with Florida in Gainesville. It's the same thing with Alabama in Tuscaloosa. It's the same thing with Auburn in, Auburn. When you got that many people who are from that school in those kind of positions, some of them, I'm not saying all of them, but some of them are going to try and make sure that they protect the integrity of the school or the person themselves. And Les Miles was rolling back then. 2013, yes, indeed. Les Miles was rolling back then. And Let me go back to this article. So it says that Joe Oliva wanted ex-LSU coach Les Miles to be fired with cause. And let's see. Okay, here we go. Oliva proposed that the university fire Miles with cause in June 2013. A message to then incoming university president F. King Alexander and counsel, Olivia said of Miles, I always believe that people are innocent until proven guilty. And in this case, I believe he is guilty of insubordination, inappropriate behavior, putting the university, athletic department, and football program at great risk. I think we have cause. He says, I specifically told him not to text, call, or be alone with any student workers, and he obviously didn't listen. If he's giving him that warning, it's not usually before it happened. It's usually after it happened. Like, don't do that again. Okay? Whatever you do, don't do that again. He says, I know that there are many possible outcomes and much risk either way, but I believe it is in the best interest in the long run to make a break. The court of public opinion would favor us. The courtroom, on July 2nd, we will know more, but the facts will remain the same. And then it says in early 2013, Les and LSU agreed to amend a 7-year deal that paid him $4.3 million annually, making him one of 5 active coaches to eclipse the $4 million mark at that time. Wow. Check this out. Oliva wanted Miles gone towards the end of 2015, but received pushback from fans, boosters, and media. Miles was eventually fired 4 games into 2016 and replaced by current coach Ed Orgeron. And of course, Ed Orgeron's got some problems going on now on the campus. I'm sorry, man. You know, this isn't conspiracy theories. This isn't QAnon. I don't know where at some point you got to hold people accountable. It's not cancel culture. If Les Miles had done any of that to your daughter or niece, what would you do? Oh, we don't want to cancel you. We just want you to stop doing it, okay? Mr. Miles, go Tigers. And guess where he is now? In Kansas, coaching on a college campus that has young female co-eds. He got away with it at LSU, allegedly. Do you think he's going to all of a sudden stop when he gets, now that he's at Kansas? All righty. Of course, we don't want cancel culture. Anyway, Les Miles, bro. Be best. Be best, Les Miles. All right. Anything else? Anything breaking? Anything? Anything with Deshaun Watson, Jameis Winston, Russell Wilson? Wow, another player has had a rollover accident. Jimmy Graham, Bears tight end, involved in a rollover accident, and he says, I walked away from it unscathed. Man, guys, pay attention. Be careful out there. Be careful out there. Okay, let me get out of here. Let me get Sybil Wilkes on. Get ready to go. I know I cut up quite a bit. Today. Carolyn Phillips Grogan, what's up? Appreciate you. She's tuning in from Louisiana. So anyway, let me get Sybil Wilkes on here. We'll get ready to shut it down. Y'all be sure and tune into some of the great shows that we have on here over the weekend. The Not So Christian in Me show is phenomenal, and they're on tomorrow at 1 o'clock from 1 to 2. Great show. Minister Larry Scott, his wife Denise, their co-host Natasha Marie, Dr. Wallace. Great show. Now I know they got another phenomenal guest that'll be with them in studio, so be sure and tune into that. And then we got other great shows all throughout the weekend. Keep it locked in on the legendary KYOK. You know, we stream 24/7, so you can always hit it kyokradio.org. And then come Monday morning, you got Erica Campbell and Griff Get Up Mornings, and then your boy will be back, Lord say the same, with Media Monday. And again, I'm looking forward to a big week. Got a lot of guests lined up. And again, next Friday, oh man, next Friday, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through the show. All right, so anyway, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I truly do love you, and there's nothing you can do about it except wear your mask, wash your hands, sanitize everything around you, be sensitive to everybody around you, and give them their 6 feet. And when you see that racism, kill it. Not the person, but the racism. And that's not cancel culture. It's called accountability. All right, y'all. Y'all take care. Be blessed. Have a great weekend. Here's Sybil Wilkes.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know today. As Americans anxiously await the next round of coronavirus relief, lawmakers on Capitol Hill have agreed to narrow the eligibility for upcoming $1,400 stimulus payments. Under the latest compromise, individuals earning $75,000 per year and couples earning $150,000 per year would still receive the benefit. However, individuals earning between $80,000 and $100,000 annually and couples earning between $160,000 to $200,000 annually will no longer qualify for any stimulus aid. Amid the ongoing coronavirus Rights March in Selma, Alabama will go virtual this year. This marks the very first time in decades that the march across the Edmund Pettus Bridge will not take place. The virtual 56th annual Selma Bridge Crossing Jubilee will stream speeches, workshops, and fellowship to pay homage to the Bloody Sunday March. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed, be empowered.
All right, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. I definitely enjoyed y'all. Again, it was a heck of a day today. Ooh, gosh, you have no idea. But a lot of fun, good stuff. Do me a favor. Y'all, please be just not divided, but united. Let's find a way. Let's find a way. And that doesn't mean I got to think instantly like you or you got to think instantly like me. We can find a way to be different, but together, okay? Again, I love y'all. Y'all take care. We'll talk to you on Monday.